Weller 107 doesn't just walk into a room, it saunters in wearing a leather jacket and goes home with the girl that was hanging on your arm. This right here is a standout in the Weller line. Today we're in for a bourbon review. Now, we're going to talk about that one bottle that has all the bourbon bros foaming at the mouths and their wallets crying. Of course, I'm talking about Weller Antique, one of my personal favorites. Big shout out to all my subscribers out there, because without you, I wouldn't be able to bring you this fun and fantastic content. This is Asian Perfection Neat Life, about as popular as that one guy who claps on a plane every time you land. But hey, I'm happy to bring you these bourbon reviews and all this great content, so sit back and enjoy. This right here is a fantastic pour. You guys, I am thrilled to bring you this bourbon review specifically because I know it's great. This is one of my everyday sippers. This is one of my Friday night sippers. This is one of my Saturday sippers. This is one of the things that I will break out for any occasion that anybody that's looking to get into something that is a higher proof pour at 107. It's not too offensive. It's not too nice. Now this bottle is as hard to find as a toddler who will nap past noon. Right here, we got an MSRP of about $50 to $55, and funny enough, I actually picked this one up in Ohio for exactly that. Aside from that, if you're down here in Georgia or you're some other states where it's a little harder to find allocated releases, your wallet's going to be screaming at you because you're going to end up paying somewhere 100 plus most likely. I know the store down the road has this listed for 150 plus. You have to buy $100 worth of store picks and things like that just to even get the ability to buy it. So, I'm very fortunate that I do travel a little bit for work, and I'm able to find these things sometimes on the shelf. I mean, you could have heard my jaw hit before when I picked this guy up. Weller Antique comes from the long line of Weller wheated bourbons from Buffalo Trace. Now, all these wheated bourbons, all these wheated bourbons are fantastic. None of them are bad. Their Weller Special Reserve is my entry to bourbon that I give all my friends when they come over. 90 proof, they all love it, especially if they're not sure they like bourbon. That usually gets them in. This is the next one I upgrade them to because the Weller Antique and the Weller Full Proof, in my opinion, are two of the best labels that they got. This is the red label, the Weller Full Proof is the blue label. Pick up either of them, $100 or less, you got it for a steal. So I really love this, 107 proof. This is, like I said, a wheater, and everybody loves a good wheated bourbons. They're not too harsh, they're a little sweeter. The wheater is the sweeter, There's no age statement on this, but it's pretty common knowledge that these are mixed about 6 to 8 year old bourbons. So not too young, not too old, this is just right. Now the Weller has a long rainbow lineup of the white label, the orange label, the red label, the blue, the green, and how do you get them all straight? Honestly, you're not going to go wrong with either of them. Pretty much whatever is fitting to your budget. Almost all of them are MSRP'd under $100, and if you can find any of them for MSRP under $100, they're a pretty good steal. That green label should probably clock in somewhere around the $35 range. This guy right here should be somewhere under 100. The blue, if you can find it for under 100, that's not bad. Their single barrel is fantastic, and their CYPB is amazing as well. But those typically range up to like close to the $600 range, at least down here in Georgia where I find it. I have a fairly hard cutoff on a bottle of whiskey at around $300, so you don't see me picking up any of the CYPBs or single barrels. Now, if they're given to me, anybody out there in TV land that wants to ship a bottle of my house, we could be best friends. But I typically don't go over $300 for a bottle of whiskey because this channel is about reviewing bourbons that you can actually find and actually obtain. I'm not doing anything special to get these. I'm not doing any song and dances or sitting out on the corner showing some skin. I find all these bourbons that I bring you by walking in the stores, making relationships with store owners, and just having a good time and being a bourbon enthusiast. And then, most of it's just from my bourbon hunt. And I pop into probably 1 or 2 stores a week and just look around and peruse. You make small talk, you do all the nice things, and every now and then someone will throw you a bone. And this bone right here, I'm going to tell you how it tastes. Guys, on the nose for this one, it's sweet, it's caramel, you get red fruit. You can get a hint of baking spice on the nose. Everything about this is this right here is a full-bodied experience when it comes to bourbons. I know I'm tipping my hat here when I talk about how much I like it before I even taking a sip, but this really is the creme de la creme of bourbons in my book. If you told me I could only have 5 bourbons ever again in my life, this would be in the top 3 easily. You know, because for the MSRP, for the drinkability, everything about it. Look at this dark amber color. Everything about it is just a satisfying experience. This is not drinking. This is an experience in bourbon. This is an experience in craftsmanship. This is an experience in what a great distillery can do. So on the nose, like I said, very pleasant, very complex. It is just a bouquet of wonderful bourbon notes. If you guys ever wonder what is that, oh, that bourbon nose that you should have, it's this. This right here carries everything that you want. But you didn't come here to watch me sit here and just smell a bunch of whiskey in a cup. What you want me to do, we want to taste it. Cheers, friends. That was the palate sip. Lets my face know I'm getting ready for some good bourbon. Perfect. Everything about this sip is perfect. It's wheated. That wheat really rounds out any of the bold, spicy flavors this thing has. I mean, you get caramel on the front, toffee initially, some dark fruits, like maybe it's like a cherry, and then some burnt sugar kind of finishes it all off. This right here, Weller Antique 107, it has a long to medium finish, exactly what you want. This is a juice that hangs around in your mouth for a while. That's what she said. Hangs around in your mouth for a while and really lets you know you're drinking a great, high quality product. I'm just gonna make this bourbon review take 45 minutes because I should sit here and just enjoy this damn thing and not and not talk. Oh gosh. On that second sip, along with that brown sugar that comes down on the palate, you also get a nice dusty, peppery taste. I would say this is more of a dusty bourbon. It reminds me of just kind of walking through an aged rick house. You know, it's funny because the taste of it, I mean, I know it's a different distillery, but the taste of it reminds me of walking through the Old Forester rick house. Just all those aromas and those scents and that feeling. It's like the smelling of fresh cut grass brings me back to football in high school. This right here, it just reminds me of a great distillery tour. I'm just gonna sit here and gush about this forever, guys. You know, it's got a medium, like I said, it's got a nice long finish. It's dry, it has a nice little peppery punch at the end. All those baking spices and cinnamon really come through. And then it's viscous, it's oily, it's dark, it's amber. It's perfect. All in all, if you can find this for the MSRP, this is a 10 out of 10. The problem is you're not going to find it for MSRP in most places because it's hard to find, because it's allocated, because you're probably going to end up picking it up for $100 or plus. It gets a 9 out of 10 in my book, but I mean it's a 9 only because how hard it is to find. Guys, this is probably one of the most perfect bourbons you're going to find, and I can't say enough nice things about it. This is the bourbon that makes bluebirds sing, minstrels would write songs about it. I mean, you guys, this is your bourbon experience. And you know what, if you're drinking that Weller Green and you like it, time to upgrade, because this right here, short of you not being able just to handle a higher proof pour, it's not that much more. You know, you guys, once you get this, you're going to be hooked. And honestly, anybody out there that's watching this that hasn't tried this yet, when you try it, you're going to be pissed off at me because I just turned you on to something that's fantastic, that's fairly hard to find. Weller 107 Antique is a bourbon designed to sip neat or with maybe a drop of water or a very small cube of ice. I mean, mix it if you like. I certainly wouldn't. To me, it'd be a sin just to ruin the flavor profile of something so perfect. This right here is the full-bodied, full bourbon experience that any enthusiast is looking for. Stop here, go no further, end of story. I am not a bourbon hoarder. I usually only keep 2 of the bottles that I like around the house, but this is one I usually keep 2 or 3 of, only because it goes so fast in my household. Weeded, warm, and worth the hunt, Weller 107 is a unicorn that lives up to the legend. Guys, bourbon's better with friends. Cheers. That is just so damn good.